Hi there, this is Chris from Stubbs Aquatics. If you're like me, you're always looking for a good air pump for either your aquariums or your ponds or hydroponics. Me, I don't like the big single one that does all your tanks, simply because I'm always petrified that it's going to die while I'm away, and well, all my fish are going to be dead. So I'm always on the hunt for a good pump that can be multi-purpose used, and I think I found it right here. I was approached by Aqua, which is the sister company for Higer. And as you know, I used to do Higer videos. I don't anymore. And I think I explained why. I do really 3, 2, 1. Like I said, I'm always looking for a new air pump because I do like to run sponge filters, aerators, and I like to use them outside in the pond, especially during the winter. I did voice my opinion on some of the higher air pumps that, well, they just didn't last, even though they started out good. So when Aqua approached me and we had conversation that they had new and improved air pumps, I was more than eager to try them out. And they sent me this 10 watt uh, air pump, and 10 watt is, well, it's relatively low, but man, can it produce a lot of oxygen. And it comes with a four splitter, being that I can run 4 air stones, 4 sponges. In fact, this air pump itself could probably do at least 8 applications instead of just 4. Um, Now, behind me is my indoor pond, and during the summer, I shut it down and I had a Higer 10 watt air pump running. And the 10 watt air pump, well, it did the one side of my pond, but not enough for the other. And on the one side, it really started to scum up, and it wasn't looking very nice. I just want to keep the water here going for the summer until my fish come in. So I immediately tried the 10 watt Aqua pump, and wow, the air stones on this are huge. I was surprised on the size of those. It comes with 4 really long chunks of air line and a 4-way splitter plus a connecting tube. Also comes with 4 check valves, which are great. Currently, I'm not using the check valves simply because my air pump is higher than the water level. If it's lower, by all means, I always use the check valve. Or if you're running it outside, I would use a check valve. But look at the water movement in this air pump. It is awesome. You can control them individually, and we'll get a closer look at that momentarily. You see what a difference this is making with this wide open. And then you can individually control them, the whatever percentage you want, and whether you want to shut it right down or have 1 or 2 shut it right off and have 2 full open. So the ones here at the back are shut off, but yet these other 2 are, well, you can see how much air movement is going. And when I open the others up, really not, it really doesn't change that much of how much those are flowing. And these are, well, you can see how strong that is. I have this up right now to the max. There is a bit of noise with this, but not as much as I expected, being that it's open and it's not closed like this one. So, your diaphragms are right here and they're really not covered. Now, this is good for aquaponics, hydroponics. Um, they indicate it's good for outdoor ponds. or all your aquariums. It does have a controller, but what I have a bit of an issue with is the controller is, well, it's pretty close to the plug-in, so you would always be reaching to adjust it. And I think if it was closer to the actual pump itself, let's say here, instead of all the way down to the bottom here, it'd be easier to access it. And if you wanted to put it outside, then you could just put something over the top, and your controller's covered that way. Because this isn't made for totally outside without a cover on it. I really like this here, and I'm thinking, and my friend Jim, who's actually running the camera, is recently into aquariums now, and he's always been into ponds. But what do you think this would do for winter, as in just running this here with a big air stone on? I think that would,
for keeping your pond open.
yeah, for 10 watts.
I would get tubing that diameter.
I have
and
tubing.
I would just run that without the valve on it.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
One big honkin' air stone in there. I think you're going to have an awesome aeration for the winter.
Now, I've got all these lines going now. You could cut them to fit. I just don't know where I'm going to use this right now, whether it's the pond here, or I could run a 2 or 3 different tanks inside, or 4 or 5 or 6 for that matter, on just this.
That's actually a really decent valve.
Yeah, it's not plastic. It's nice. Stainless steel. It's really well made. It's nice and heavy, and it's quality. It's got a really good price point, which I'm all about. This hobby can be expensive, so when you can find a good deal like this, and I'm not just saying it's a good deal or saying, hey, go out and buy this, but I'm going to show you the reviews on Amazon.ca. This is what the review is, and that's like 4.6 out of 5. And that's one of the first things I go and I look at when I'm buying something off of Amazon, or what the reviews are, and what the number is. And those numbers don't lie. So I'm not telling you anything that Amazon or the other reviewers aren't. And by the way, the other reviewers on Amazon probably didn't get this for free. So I think that says a lot. What do you think, Jim?
It's very quiet too.
Yeah,
for what it's pushing out, it's a very quiet aerator.
If it's not on the rubber feet,
oh, it's got feet under there.
Yeah, it's a little bit louder.
Yeah,
and the side was bouncing off, making the noise. But it's nice that it's got all the screws that are easily accessible if you had to modify your.
Well, yeah, it looks like it just like 4 screws on either side to access the diaphragm, perhaps.
Well, no, there'd be 2 more there.
Yep.
But
interesting looking unit too.
Yeah, it is. I've seen a couple other that are this kind of shape now. And again, for the price point and how much air this is putting out.
Well, yeah, for the size of this and the volume of air you're getting out of it.
If I didn't mention, this is producing 237 gallons, I think, per hour, and the 15 watt produces like 360 or 70, somewhere around there, gallons per hour. So it's really pushing out air for 10 watts, and 10 watts is the size of the one that I was running next to it.
Oh, it's harder.
And look at the size of that. You're not going to hide it, and it's the same size, and this is producing way more air than the other.
That is fantastic. Just look at,
and again,
all the motion you got in there now.
I'll clean all this up. It's just, I'm not going to cut these until I know what I'm doing with it. And they give you lots and lots of tubing. Like, wow.
That's great.
If you're interested in obtaining this product, Check out the links on both Amazon.ca and Amazon.com that I've left below. Uh, Please make sure you also check out their own website, and they're on Facebook and Instagram. They've been really good to me, so I'm sure they'll be good to you as well. Thanks again for watching. And if you want to check out any more of my videos for product reviews, check out these. And if you want to see any more of my Shabumpkin pond videos, check out these. See you real soon.